I remember the day like it was branded into my soul, like a scar that never quite healed. The room was packed, but it felt like I was standing alone on a battlefield. My voice trembled, my heart pounding so loudly, I thought everyone in that room could hear it. And then the words hit me like a fist to the gut. You're a fool. This VR therapy thing? It's a joke. Nobody's going to take you seriously. You're just wasting your life. My own family, my own blood, sneering at my dreams, mocking my hope like it was some kind of insanity. I felt humiliated, exposed, and yet I knew I couldn't let their words define me. That day, I made a choice. I walked out of that room with my head high, my dreams burning brighter than ever. I was discredited, publicly humiliated, and labeled a deluded innovator. But I knew deep down I was onto something. Something that could change lives. So I abandoned the comfort of their ridicule, the safety of their skepticism, and I poured everything I had into my vision. Virtual reality environments for emotional healing. It wasn't easy. Every setback felt like a blow to the chest. The industry ridiculed my ideas as escapism, gimmicky, a luxury nobody could afford. My closest colleagues, some of whom I once trusted, betrayed me, stealing my research, spreading lies, trying to bury my work before it even had a chance to breathe. But I refused to give up. I worked in shadows, in secret, in the quiet hours when doubt crept in like a poisonous fog. I poured my soul into it, building prototypes, testing, failing, rebuilding. Every rejection, every sneer only fueled my fire. Years passed, my virtual environments evolved from crude experiments to immersive worlds that could heal trauma, restore hope, and rekindle the longed spirits. Word spread. Patients who had been told they'd never recover found themselves in tranquil digital landscapes, confronting their fears and emerging stronger. Therapists around the world began adopting my methods, and what once was dismissed as a gimmick became a revolution in mental health. I had done it. I had proved them wrong, not just for me, but for everyone who had ever been mocked for daring to dream. And then the moment arrived. I returned home, not as the broken outsider they once mocked, but as someone who had turned barren land into a thriving ecosystem. I had transformed my childhood town into a living testament to resilience, hope, and innovation. The fields I once roamed as a scared kid were now lush, green, teeming with life. I had used my virtual reality therapy to help entire communities heal from trauma, to rebuild their spirits, and to nurture a future that refused to be defined by past failures. The day I drove into town, I felt their eyes on me. My family gathered at the front porch, faces a mixture of skepticism, curiosity, and, if I dare to believe, perhaps a hint of grudging respect. I stepped out of the car, my heart pounding, not out of fear, but anticipation. I knew the truth of who I had become. "Mom, Dad," I said softly, "I'm home." They looked at me as if I was a ghost, a strange apparition from a distant, impossible dream. But I wasn't just a dreamer anymore. I was a creator, a healer, a pioneer. That evening, I invited everyone to see what I had built. We walked through the vibrant lands, digital landscapes I had crafted to mirror the real world. I watched their eyes widen as they saw the thriving ecosystems, the digital forests humming with life, the rivers that sparkled with possibility. I handed my father a VR headset, and he hesitated, then slowly put it on. Suddenly, he was walking through a lush meadow, feeling the sun on his face, hearing the gentle sounds of nature. Tears welled in his eyes as he looked around, overwhelmed. My mother's voice cracked as she entered a calming virtual space I designed to help her confront her own fears. My siblings stared in stunned silence, witnessing firsthand what their doubts had dismissed as foolishness. And then I finally turned to them. "You see," I said quietly, "this isn't just about virtual worlds. It's about healing, about hope, about proving that even the most broken land can bloom again if you give it the right care and the right belief." I was mocked, betrayed, told I'd fail. But I kept going, because I knew my work could help people. And look at what we've created. What I've created. Their faces were a mosaic of shame, awe, and a reluctant understanding. I saw in their eyes the realization that their derision had been a barrier, not just to my dreams, but to my potential. I had faced their disbelief, their insults, their outright rejection, and I had turned that pain into something extraordinary. In that moment, I felt an immense wave of catharsis, an undeniable truth that karma isn't just about punishment. It's about justice, about balance. I had been discredited, yes, but I had also been given the chance to prove who I truly was. And I did. As I looked at my family, I saw their faces soften, their defenses crumbling. They had witnessed my triumph firsthand. They saw that my journey was never about escaping reality, but about transforming it, about healing what was broken, mending what was shattered, and planting seeds of hope that would grow long after I was gone. And I realized something profound. The mockery, the rejection, the betrayal, they were just chapters in my story. They pushed me to my limits, forged my resilience, and ultimately led me here, to this moment of undeniable victory. I turned to them, a small, confident smile on my face. Never let anyone tell you your dreams are foolish, because sometimes those dreams are the very thing that can change the world. And as I left that day, I knew I had done more than prove my worth. I had rewritten the story of what's possible. That's the true power of resilience. That's the real lesson behind karma's ledger. What's broken can always be mended. What's dismissed can become revolutionary. And what's laughed at can become the legacy that changes everything.